consistent role?
Yeah, last year was definitely a deer in the headlights moment. I mean, it wasn't like a quick check down for a quick reception. It was, there's a lot of space there. So that was definitely, but, just getting more comfortable with the guys and, the offense and college football in general and the speed and the physicality. It kind of, you get more comfortable with it, and then you start realizing that you're out here just playing football. I mean, there's 70,000 people, but at the end of the day, it's 11 on 11. And as long as you get back to that and just keep working, that's where like the big plays and the mentality, that's all that stuff kicks in.
Not very often that you see a freshman do as much as you did last year. Kind of what was the key for you in terms of being prepared for that opportunity when it came?
Talking with the older guys 100%. Eric and Luke, and even Steve and Addie. All those guys provided the perspective and the coaching and the eyes needed. I mean, you see what Eric's doing. He's doing in the NFL right now. I mean, he was out in a hell of a year. And then Luke, when he was down, he was every practice, every road game. I mean, he was providing the eyes as well. So, just listening to them telling me, hey, you can do this. They were the ones that were saying, you got this. We've seen you do it. Just go out there and play.
You feel like this team is kind of re-energized the past couple games? Feels like there's a renewed energy out there, offensively, defensively, that you guys kind of flipped the script a little bit.
I'd say that we just kept sticking with it. Yeah. We kept working at practice. We kept getting better practice weeks. That just builds on Saturdays. The more we're working during the week, the more we're able to showcase on Saturdays. I think that's what's been important is we just keep coming into work.
Yeah.
We're no matter what, we're gonna show up. We're gonna 24-hour rule. That's real. Monday morning, next opponent, we're gonna get in the weight room. We're gonna get on the practice field and in the film room and learn from everything, and then move on. That's what we've been doing really well, and I think that's where our benefit's been is we just keep stacking good weeks of practice together.
You mentioned Luke and Addison last year, but how much have they been helping this year on the sideline? Just being that Luke and Addie were both out this week, how much have they been, and last week I think Luke was out too, how much have they been talking to you in-game, maybe helping you out a little bit?
Yeah. Addie and Luke, they've been watching. They'll see some stuff maybe on the back end or a certain front necessarily that I didn't notice on the field, and they'll mention it, especially when we can get on the iPads now. They have those two, and then Coach Hodge, they've seen a lot more football than I have, so they're able to provide more, better perspective on it. So they'll be able to say what you think will happen here or the coverage, how they would have read it, and all that stuff's good. That's stuff that you're just trying to build on that library of your brain, football knowledge. You're just trying to build, and that's whatever they're saying that's what you're listening to, especially on game days because you're just trying to win at the end.
I know Abdul on our assistant coach call last year mentioned you right away when we were talking about the young guys. I guess what has clicked and enabled you to get on the field early? I know you mentioned listening to the older guys, but I guess maybe even in addition to that, or what has made it so that you've been able to be successful early on and burn your red shirt last year and now be a factor this year? What has clicked?
I think it started just with the opportunity, unfortunate opportunity, I guess, with a couple older guys going down. I kind of just fell into my place where I kind of had to step up. But, just taking advantage of that opportunity when it presented itself, those practice reps were critical to development, and they still are for me because I still got a long way to go in certain aspects of the game. But just taking advantage of when I was getting more reps and watching that film and comparing it to what older guys were doing. When you'd watch ones and twos reps, and I was taking the twos reps last year, how was the ones guys doing it necessarily compared to how I was doing it? It's stuff like that you just got to take advantage of the opportunity. I feel like I did decently last year, and it allowed me to play a little bit, so yeah.
Is there a favorite moment for you as a Hawkeye so far?
First catch was pretty sweet. When we won the West last year against Illinois, that was pretty sweet too. I think winning the West was probably the best one. Going to Nebraska was cool too. There were a lot of sweet ones last year, but those three kind of stand out.
Your recruiting process out of high school, walk me through what that was like and how you ended up at Iowa.
Yeah, they were on me. They were my third offer, I'm pretty sure, but they were a visit I took pretty early in that January, my junior year. And just throughout the time when I was talking to the coaches and when I got on campus and got to talk to the players, it was a culture that I knew was going to help me be a better person, a better player, and help me develop. And in the end, that's what my family and I thought was best. And because if you don't enjoy the culture, you're not going to enjoy your time here. If you don't fit in with the guys, you could be the best program in the country. But if you hate it there, you're not going to enjoy it. So, that's what we kind of thought about. And I really chose to come here and been loving it.
Is there a tight end that you really try to emulate their game?
I'm not a specific tight end. I'm not too sure, but watching our guys in the NFL, like I was saying earlier, like I've been watching a lot of Laporte in the NFL just because he's from similar areas to me, like 45 minutes from each other. Seeing him play here and seeing him play in the NFL has been pretty sweet. Seeing what he's been doing, and then you watch all the other guys in the NFL, like what Kale's been doing in the run game is phenomenal. And just trying to emulate and learn what they've been doing. Especially if you get a chance when those guys would come back, like someone was saying earlier, Dallas, when he comes back, everyone listens. And just trying to pick up on what they have to say, trying to build that knowledge of the game.
Have you been able to build much of a relationship with Sam?
I've talked to him a couple times. I mean, it's kind of hard. He's in season right now. I'm in season, but when he was back in the spring, I talked to him. I talked to him a little bit at the end of the year last year. So, yeah, he's been nice. I talked to him on my visit, like when I was back in high school. Talked to him on a game day a couple times when I was visiting my senior year of high school. So he's been really nice, and yeah.
Any kind of key pieces of advice that you've taken away from him?
Just take advantage of the opportunities when they present themselves. Just keep getting better, and when the opportunity and the reps start coming, just take advantage of it. I mean, that's how you're gonna get better, and that's how you're gonna, become a better football player and tight end.
Did you anticipate those opportunities coming this soon? I mean, you had a couple guys in front of you that have gone down. So is your opportunity coming a little faster than you thought it might?
Definitely starting last year. It came a lot earlier than I thought, especially because I came in like the 5th string tight end or 6th string even after camp. And then we had a couple guys go down, and then Steve and Addy, they'd have a nick and miss a game here and there, so you kind of just get thrown in. But it definitely came earlier, but like I said, just taking advantage of those opportunities have been huge. Trying to get better in the run game, blocking, because you see we've been running the ball quite well. If you're not tight end, that's not going to block, you're not going to play here, and Coach Hodge tells us that. So just trying to get advantage of those opportunities and get better at those parts of the game.
Is it true that you didn't play organized football until freshman year of high school?
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Why was that the case?
That was my dad's rule. Like, I mean, his dad didn't let him play, and he ended up playing at Drake. So I mean, it worked out for him. My grandpa played at Mizzou, so I mean, that was just the case. It was kind of just a family thing. I mean, I had plenty of stuff. Like I played basketball throughout grade school. I mean, I didn't really have much time to play football. So when they said no, it's kind of like, okay, I'll go keep playing basketball. But I knew when I got to high school, that was what I was going to be playing. So I wanted to try to play football.
Was it just like you had played backyard type stuff, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
But not like organized?
No, nothing until freshman year high school.
How early are you still in your development, do you feel like? Because you just haven't played.
Yeah, I'm pretty early because I even missed my sophomore year because I broke my collarbone. Like, I didn't play at all my sophomore year. So, I mean, there's still some parts that I'm trying to learn. I mean, that's why it's great having these older guys that know a lot, and Coach Hodge knows a lot. They're able to tell you stuff and really learn from them. So, yeah, I'm early, and there's some parts where I can definitely see it on film where I need to get better at. And just having that critical eye when watching yourself is huge.
Did you know early on that football was still going to be your future, even though you started late? I mean, even as a freshman, did you think this is where I'm going to maybe stake my claim?
No, I didn't. It was fun. I mean, I had a lot of good buddies, and that's where, like, some of my best friends in high school, they played football, and that's where I met them. And, yeah, I mean, I was just a JV player. I mean, I'd get thrown in on special teams on Friday nights, but, like, I was playing basketball. I mean, I played 4 years of varsity basketball, so that's where, maybe not college, but I mean, that's where I was focused on. That's where I played a lot. So yeah.
So when did football become that sport that you decided you'd pursue it at the next level?
When I started junior year, when I started playing a lot more, going to a couple of game day visits, started to realize that this could be a future. And then right after that junior season, recruiting picked up during basketball season. I'm like, oh yeah, it's not picking up for basketball; it's going for football. So let's stick with this.
Yeah.
So both your parents were college athletes?
Correct. Yeah.
What did they play?
My dad played football at Drake, and my mom, Hall of Fame volleyball player at Northern Illinois. So had to shout that one out.
Like, it feels like whenever we've heard your name, you're either catching a pass for 50 yards, making that diving grab against Illinois State. I mean, what do you kind of attribute that stay ready mentality to? Whenever you come in the game, whenever your number's called upon, something good happens.
I think it's like I've been saying, like taking advantage of every opportunity at practice, whether it's with the ones or the twos or whoever. Whenever you're getting in the pass game or the run game, it's always an opportunity to get better. And stuff like that. And, whenever you're running routes under, even that stuff's big, building connection with the quarterbacks. And then also some of that's being right place, right time. Like that one against Illinois State, that was like a broken play. The kid made a great play in the pocket, escaping 2 defenders. And then I just turned upfield and he delivered a great ball that I would make a play on. So it's stuff like that you just keep working and trying to build trust with those quarterbacks so they're able to deliver those balls that hopefully can make a play on.
You mentioned building trust with the quarterbacks. Brendan said you're always going to be where you need to be when he's looking for you. How do you build that trust and that dependency or that consistency to be dependable?
I think that just comes with getting to know the offense and getting to know certain route concepts with the quarterback. I mean, once you start repping them a lot at practice, you'll start seeing certain coverages and realizing where the ball is probably going to go. And then finding those pockets. I mean, he's really good at, both our quarterbacks are, just looking and seeing when you can find those pockets or find those openings you can settle down or specifically. But just keep consistently trying to do the right thing, build some confidence in them. And that's just your goal in every part of the game, running. Because when the backs are happy with you, everyone's happy with you. When the quarterbacks are happy, you can make plays in the pass game.
I think I want to hear a little more